I feel like you represent something to these fans. What do you think it is that you represent?
Realness. Realness. A lot of people are fake.
Can you believe that 2021 is almost over? If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, I posted this last week, but with less than 2 months left in the year, it's up to you to decide if this is going to be the best year of your life or just another year of your life. I feel like for Darby Allin, this has for sure been the best year of his career, and so much has happened since the last interview that we did 2 years ago. You can check that out. Oh, there it is, right up there. A huge thank you to people like Darby who sit down and have conversations with us. Huge thank you to you for being on this journey with us, and a huge thank you to Tiege Hanley for supporting this video and for supporting the channel for almost 2 years now. There's a reason that you're always hearing me talk about my skincare routine and always talking about Tiege Hanley, and it's because it works. Honestly, hands down, it is the best skincare routine for guys like me and you, because everything you need comes inside this box right here. You've got the daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your face. I even got some water on there because I was just washing my face right before this video. Then you've got the exfoliating scrub, which you see right there, twice a week, and that digs in deep and gets rid of the extra dead skin cells. Boom! The AM moisturizer with SPF 20, because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun. Then the PM moisturizer right before you go to bed so your skin can stay healthy and hydrated, all while you sleep. My favorite part about all of this is they give you an instruction card in the box so you know exactly what to use, when to use, and how much of it to use. I've been using Tiege Hanley since before they were a partner on the channel, which I think says a lot. And if you use Tiege Hanley, you know exactly how good these products are. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring this video, they're giving you an amazing deal. Not only are they giving you the best price possible, but they're also giving you a free gift with your first box. So click that link down below. You can get started for just 30 bucks. And with the holidays right around the corner, this makes a pretty great gift, either for somebody in your family that you love or just a great gift to give yourself. Click that link down below and get started with Tiege Hanley. Man, it is good to see you again.
It's been a while.
It has. It's been like almost 2 years, I think.
Yeah, since our last interview.
Yeah.
When I first started with AEW. Man, have the times changed.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we would get a face paint Darby Allin today or what we have right now. This is quite a surprise.
Well, to be fair, I'm about to jump on an airplane pretty soon, and I am known to wear my face paint on the airplane, but I'm not in the mood to look like a tweaker through the airport right now.
So what happens when you show up at TSA with half a face full of face paint?
They think that I'm a rock star or something like that. And then they start questioning me because I sometimes carry my thumbtack skateboard. And they actually let me through a TSA with the thumbtack skateboard, which is very surprising. But
yeah, that sounds really dangerous.
Yeah, but they're cool with it. So
where are we right now? It looks like hoodlum on the behind you here.
Yeah, it's my basement.
Okay.
Yeah, I got my my whole basement. I got the skate ramp over there, the wrestling ring right there, and there's actually 1 second. Let me see this. I'm gonna flip my camera.
Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh!
There's holes in the ceiling because we had a concert here last week, and the dude played like right here, and we were mosh pitting in the ring. There was a circle pit in the ring, and I picked up my buddy and threw his head through the ceiling. So there's some ceiling tiles missing. Yeah, that's it was a good time. I had a fucking lovely time.
I expect an invite next time. All right.
Yeah, I don't think you'd want to play. We had challenges where we filled up the whole bathtub with hot dogs. There was thousands of hot dogs, and we went bobbing up hot dog bath. It was
oh my gosh.
It was a good though, dude. Best Halloween party ever.
I love that no matter what success you've achieved in AEW, and no matter how many interviews you've done or pay-per-views you've done or TV channels you're on, you're still the same Darby.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I don't know, dude.
I've known you for a while. I've known you for a long time. I've had the great fortune of being your ring announcer several times at Blueprint Pro Wrestling in Deerfield Beach, Florida. And you've definitely come a long way. Was this always the plan for you?
Yeah, dude, it was always the plan to for me to do things on my terms and get as far as possible on my terms, because money's good, but dignity's better. Uh,
Mm.
I feel like I've kept my whole dignity intact on the road to success in AEW, which is amazing. But yeah, dude, this is what I dreamed of, having a ring in my basement and skate ramps and 14 years because last time we talked, I lived in an apartment. But now I bought a house with 14 acres and just crazy shit here. So I have all my friends and move in and we just do crazy shit all day.
I think I'm always so surprised when I see that you're still doing like insane skateboard stunts. And I'm wondering if anyone in AEW is like, hey, Darby, that's great, but like, please don't break any bones.
They know that I'm filming a new skate video right now and I'm about done with it because we're actually coming out with a Darby Allin skateboard collab with Death Wish skateboards. It's pretty big. I got the logo tattooed on my cheek right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're coming out with the Darby Allin Death Wish skateboard coming out, and I wanted to put a video part out for it. So they know I have I know my limits. 8 my top priority, and I can't show up to work with a broken hip.
Have you had a worse injury in the wrestling ring or while skateboarding?
Skateboarding by
What was
far.
it?
Yeah. Jesus. It's actually kind of a crazy story. Going down this big hill, like this ravine thingy, and I hit a crack at the bottom, and then my elbow went into my ribs, and I thought I broke my ribs, and then my kneecap smashed in the wall, and then I was like laying there, and I thought like I just broke everything. I'm like laying there on the ground, and all of a sudden I'm laying in a red anthill. So it just got worse and worse, and I thought I broke my wrist, and had to wrestle the next week. It was fucked up. I thought, yeah, nobody knows that.
Wow. And then red ants on top of it.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
and I
man.
contemplating go to the hospital for 3 hours. I was just
Oh,
like, coughing up blood, I'll go, but I never did, so I didn't go.
yeah, I think you're insane, man. When was the first time that you saw a fan with the face paint like yours?
Definitely wasn't on the independents, I'll tell you that. I can't remember the exact time, but I know whenever it was the first year in AEW where there's Halloween, I just start seeing a lot of people, especially like every year since then. It's grown and grown. Like I reposted on my Twitter or my Instagram story, and the support is insane. So it's crazy. Then I go to signings like Comic Cons and whatnot, and then I see there's kids in line that have the face paint and everything, and it's sick. It's very, very sick to see that growth, and because like, I don't claim to be a role model, but if people want to look up to me, cool.
Yeah, I feel like you represent something to these fans. What do you think it is that you represent?
Realness. A lot of people are fake, and they have like fake. They play one thing on TV, but in reality, they're like the most boring things. Like their personality, watching like paint dry. But I feel like with me, it's like, oh shit, he's legit. What do you see on the outside of the ring, if not crazier on the outside? So who knows, dude? To me, wrestling is therapy. Going out there is therapy, and getting crazy. That's like, so I think they see that. The fans take notice of that this is me.
Do you think it's possible to keep this pace up, like as you keep going?
Yeah, no, I feel great. My body feels amazing. I'm very, like, we all know that I'm straight edge, but people don't know all the work that I put in to feel healthy, and the stretching and the eating right and taking care of myself. And plus I feel like I don't give my body time to rest every time I'm like skateboarding or doing something active. And that's like the one thing Tony Hawk told me was, he's like 54 years old and he's like killing it on the skateboard still. And he says, just don't stop. Because the moment you take a break, that's when everything starts like feeling like shit. So I just be like, dude, after tapings, I'll have this crazy match. Like I gotta go to the skate park, or I gotta go skate, or I gotta go swim, jump out of a helicopter, whatever the hell I do.
Yeah, since you are straight edge, what's a vice for you? Like for some people, it's drinking. For some people, it's eating ridiculous amounts of food or doing drugs. What's your vice?
Adrenaline junkie. Yeah, like I need to go do something sketchy. I legit get like anxious if I don't do something sketchy like every day. Like I start getting like, oh, like I'm like being lazy or I'm fucking up or something. I got like feel like I almost broke my toe today riding my dirt bike, but I can show you people my toe. But I felt like I cracked it on a ladder. There was like a ladder in the yard and I hit it while riding the dirt bike and I was like, fuck. So
I have a video where I swam with alligators in the Florida Everglades. So next time you're in South Florida, I will set you up with Gabby and Chris, and you can swim with a 10-foot alligator in Florida. If this is something that appeals to you.
I'm down. Like I'm down. Like I would be totally. That sounds like a beautiful time. I went kayaking before where there's alligators in the water, but I'm not swimming with them. If I fell off the boat, I'd probably be Aiden. But that sounds like a good time. Swimming with
Okay,
alligators.
we'll make that happen. Next time you guys are in South Florida, I will hook you up and we'll make this happen.
Yeah, Van Vliet's Gator sounds awesome.
What's the scariest coffin drop you've ever done?
Um, I would probably say the one to Ethan Page when I had him in the coffin, only because there's little room for error. And the moment I broke through that coffin, you see the spikes sticking up that it was made. So I could have easily impaled myself, or I kind of just, hit my head on the rim of the coffin. But there was zero room for error. People are like, do you practice that? I'm like, I don't know how you're gonna practice that. You just kind of. So that was probably the most like room for error. And I knew, I didn't know what was going to happen to Ethan. I crashed through the coffin and all I hear is him screaming. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I fucked him up.
Also, I'm glad he's still alive.
Yeah, because the camera's not on him. Like when he's in there, not going to be selling it.
Yeah.
For like real screams. And I was like, fuck.
I don't know how you practice a coffin drop, like period, whether it's through a coffin or not. Like, I think the biggest thing about taking a wrestling bump is making it like you have as much space as possible. You're putting your arms down and you're having the bump go throughout your entire body. I don't know how you do it. How did you do your first coffin drop?
I don't know. I think what it was, I was bored of watching people do like 450s or shooting star presses. And I was so like, man, I don't want to fly to look pretty. I want to fly to hurt. And I literally just started falling backwards. And like people are like, oh, look. And there's zero room for error. You know what I mean? Like when people do like 630s, like the double front flips, I'd hate to do that every night because I feel like I'm like, oh, can't slip. If you fuck up a coffin drop, you got issues because it's pretty easy. You just fall back on somebody.
Right. But it's kind of like a trust fall. Like, I feel like there's other people that might try to do a coffin drop and halfway through they'd be like, and they put their hands down or something.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I feel like a lot of it's adrenaline for sure, because I'm not going to do a coffin drop at practice cold turkey, like, so unless I don't know. This is the years
I
of
don't know.
concrete from skateboarding, I think, got me ready.
Jeez. All right, take me back to the moment when you found out that you were going to be CM Punk's first match in 7 years.
I think I was talking to Tony on the phone, and it was just, that was it pretty much. And then you don't believe something until it happens. And then once I cut that promo about the best in the world that aired in North Carolina, I knew that was a done deal and it was go time. And that was the most high pressure situation ever, because I knew, everybody was going to be watching him because it's such a big thing. 7 years, like, holy shit, that's fucking a long time. And for him to leave the way he did in wrestling and to come back, people weren't sure if he was ever going to come back. So when he did, and I was the first opponent, I remember that day I was so like nervous. I was like in a zone. Like I've been in a few zones in life, but like life's like I've lived multiple times. But
I feel like you kind of have.
Yeah, but like life, I was in a zone that day where I don't know, I felt like in my brain, I was like, it's not going to get more nerve-wracking than this. It's not like in a way that's like cool to have moments like that where you mentally get stronger when it's done. And yeah, like I remember, because it just started hitting me like hard, because I remember when he left wrestling, back in, I think it was 2013 or 2014, one of the two, is the same year I actually started wrestling myself. And then at the time, he was like my favorite wrestler, just because, be on the straight edge thing, stick the whole punk rock, I don't give a shit about what you think about me attitude. It was very cool as a kid, just being a skate rat like myself, just watching him. But then it all hit me. I was like, shit, dude, when he left, I was a dishwasher, and, I was fucking, and I was like, dude, like, life's a trip. So, I don't know. I got a little teary-eyed before that match, and me and Sting had a little moment. It was fun.
Was it CM Punk that wanted you?
I don't fucking know. I have no clue. I just know that, like, I think, from a standpoint of, I know that he was a fan of my work prior. So, but I don't know if it was like, yo, let me have him. But, it worked out. And there's always one return match back, so that's a good thing to have for the resume and for life in general. So, yeah, I don't know. I had a fucking lovely time that night. So
I feel like he must see some of himself in you in the same way that you see some of yourself in him.
yeah, like, I could see that, being younger and stuff like that. He was always said in interviews that if he was a young kid, Darby Allin would be his favorite wrestler. And I thought that was funny because he was my favorite wrestler when I was younger. So yeah, who knows? But
yeah,
shit was beautiful that night.
it was. I mean, that's a huge high point in your career. If we go the reverse on that, what would you say has been the biggest low point of your career, and what did you learn from it?
Low point, like, just in life and like career, like from the moment.
Sure, or life.
Oh, I don't know about life. I'll talk about wrestling.
Sure.
Let me see. I would say the biggest low point had to have been when I was like homeless in my car and I couldn't catch a break. Like, I just didn't know what I was missing mentally. I wouldn't get booked anywhere. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, because the thing with wrestling is I personally, like, I respect the independents, but I'm happy I don't do them anymore, because a lot of independence was more of not your talent, but more of your friends. And I'm not here to be someone's friend. You either book me because you respect my work, or don't book me at all, because I'm not going to kiss your ass and go out to the bars afterwards and hang out with you guys. So that was annoying when I couldn't catch a break. And then I see all these guys that are ass kissing and, being buddies with everybody. And I was like, is that what I have to do? But like my insights told me, like, there's no fucking way. Like, Darby, you're not going to do that. So I'm happy I stayed the course, because, I couldn't look at myself in the mirror knowing that, like, I was fake. So
yeah, I think the biggest lesson to take away from that is, like, you've been so true to who you are through this whole process.
Yeah, that's the thing with wrestling. When I first started, because I dropped out of film school, and I told myself, I was like, I'm going to do things on my terms, my way, or else I'm just going to fail. And that's why I said earlier, money's great, but dignity's better, because, I could have changed who I was, because early on, people are like, yo, what's with the short shorts and the leggings? I'm like, dude, I like it. That's me. What I wear. That's like, but there's a million things people told me to change, but I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Do you wonder what your career would look like if AEW wasn't a thing? Because you fit in so perfectly in AEW, and you're allowed to do seemingly whatever you want. What would your career look like?
Dude, I have no clue. That's the trip. And that's why I don't take anything for granted. That's why I work my ass off when it comes to promo videos outside of wrestling. That's why I work my ass off in the ring, whether it's Dark, Dynamite, pay-per-views, rampages. Like, there's not a night off for me, like, mentally. Like, when I'm there, I'm in a zone. Like, when I come to work, I like to be, like, left alone. I changing Sting's locker room. He told me like, dude, my locker room is your locker room. So he's got his own personal room. So I just changed in there, not because I think I'm better than people, but because I'm so determined to be as great as possible that when I'm around certain other people and their drama and like gossip, it fucks with my head and I don't want to hear it. Like that's not why I'm here. I'm here to like show the wrestling world what the hell's up. And when I see people take it for granted, it drives me insane. I'm like, yo, AEW changed my life so insanely. Like I was able to buy this house, travel the world, do all this crazy shit that I never thought was possible and make all these connections. And, you know, that I was just like, dude, treat it with respect. So that's all.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to say, you know, what my life would have been like, you know, and it's scary to think about, but at the same time, you know, we're here. So
Yeah. Well, what have you learned from Sting, whether it's been actual advice that he's told you or maybe just something through osmosis that you've picked up on from him?
He's so chill in the sense of there's no ego with him. And I feel the more I'm around the best of the best, whether that's in skateboarding, like when I'm around Tony Hawk or Travis Pastrana, when I'm around him, Sting, the guys that have done the most shit are the most humble and the most nice. And then I got nothing to prove. It's all the fake ass fucking wannabe people that have never made shit of themselves that are like, have this ego. Like, you know who I am, right? You don't have to tell people who you are. They should know. So that's what I learned from Sting, is just be a fucking good human being and like, you know, be humble and cool. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's Sting. But like, you know, to me, like I look at him like, yo, what up, man? You know, do some shit.
I heard a great quote that I think is so applicable here. It's when you're good, you tell everybody about it. And when you're great, everybody tells you.
Yeah, that's a perfect analogy for this, you know. And me and Sting have grown so much together outside of what people see on TV, just our personalities outside of the ring. You know, we've come so close, and the fans, you know, don't see that part, you know, because originally he was supposed to come in for some cinematic matches and only. And I went to his house in Texas where he had a ring set up, and we started rolling around and training. And I convinced him to actually wrestle in front of a live crowd. And nobody gets to see those moments, you know, behind the scenes. It's just us talking like, no, you got this. Like, you got this, dude. Like, I'm training with you and seeing what you're doing. Let's fucking do it. So that Double or Nothing pay-per-view with me and him versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, like, meant a lot because you just never thought it was going to happen.
Dude, this is crazy. If it wasn't for your friendship with Sting, Sting might not be wrestling in front of a crowd.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like he gives other people confidence, you know, and it's cool that like I can, you know, help, you know, be like, no, you got this. Yeah. You know, and like it's cool to do that on all aspects of life. Like I do that now with my family and friends, you know, like just make them do, like the other week I rented out a helicopter and we went to the lake and like, all right, we're jumping out of this fucking helicopter. And it was like, you know, 50 feet, 70 feet. And then I was like, you're doing it. Like, to like my dad and my mom and my brothers and my friends that I had there. And it's cool to like hype people up, you know? So it's just, that's like my favorite thing. Because last year I was like, or it had been about a year and a half ago now, I was like completely, I was doing good in AEW and life was like clicking and working, but felt like something was missing. So I went to Rob Deerdeck. He had this hypnotist that he used because he was about to be let go of all his skateboard companies when he was 24 years old. And he's like, oh shit, like what the hell? So he went to this hypnotist and he credits that hypnotist for all his success with Rob and Big and Fanny's Factory and Ridiculousness. This guy like set him on the right path. So that's what I ended up doing. I went to this hypnotist, the same guy, and everything's been fucking amazing. But I felt like the number one thing was it wasn't my success that is going to make me happy. It's the success of my family and friends. So ever since then, I was like, yo, we got to do some crazy shit like together, and bringing my dad to have a private skate session with Tony Hawk was more rewarding than like being the highest rated segment. You know what I mean? Like mentally, art, it's cool to have that. Like, don't get me wrong, from being like this nobody to having these crazy like high rated segments, like that means a fucking shitload to me. But if you like my family and friends like super hyped and happy.
Yeah, Rob Deirdrick's, it's unbelievable what he's accomplished. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for him and his business acumen. And I think what's crazy is I heard an interview with him recently, and he basically said everything he's ever wanted in life, he said it out there, he's put it out into the world, and then he's accomplished it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I do so much meditation and so much shit that like 5 years ago I would have been like, you're insane, why are you doing this? But now I'm fucking do it, and it feels amazing, dude. Like I feel beautiful, like, and I'm like ready to just keep growing business wise, and I got so much big shit lined up from all aspects of the world, and shit coming up that I can't talk about here, but like it's no, I'm fucking hyped.
What's 5 years from now for you?
Dude, I have no idea. Like, but that's like kind of I do have an idea, actually. I know what I'm going to be doing, but you'll wait to see. Mainly like little goals is just to have my parents retire, and like so they don't have to work anymore, and have them build them a house on my property and do some crazy shit, because we just like my mom and dad are crazy. Like they do like all the shenanigans with me, and it's fun to have them be like, oh shit, like we thought our glory days were in our 20s, but no, motherfucker, it's right now. Get in that helicopter, we're jumping out. So,
yes. I hope we don't have to wait 5 more years to do another interview, though. We'll just see this stuff as it keeps happening. Yeah. I do want to be super respectful of your time. That we only had 20 minutes. I've already gone over. I'm so sorry about that, but I end every interview talking about gratitude. I start and end every day saying out loud 3 things that I'm grateful for. So, Darby, what are 3 things in your life that you're grateful for right now?
I'm grateful for the spot I'm in AEW. I'm grateful for like the fact that I can walk because I do a bunch of shenanigans, and I'm grateful to kill MJF on Saturday at Full Gear.
Geez. Yeah, as we sit here right now, so your next match is with him, Full Gear. He said some like really personal things in that promo. And I'm wondering if before he went out there, he said, hey, is it okay if we talk about X, Y, and Z?
Well, personally, I don't care because I've put it out there in the world, what he's already said. So it's not you know what I mean? It's like, if you want to do that, go do that. But, I think if something happens and you talked about it, you shouldn't have an issue with other people talking about it. Now if I never talked about that shit and he would say that, it'd be a little like, oh, like what? But no, it's cool. I don't give a shit. I'm just ready to go out there and show everybody why the AEW originals, the pillars, so to speak, are gonna steal the show. So, and like I said before, no one's willing to go where I'm willing to go to push a match, a story, or whatever, So that's the goal. That's what I'm grateful for, is to steal the show.
What's scary is you just keep raising the bar for yourself, and like I feel like your biggest competition is who you were yesterday or who you were in your last match. And as you keep progressing, how are you going to keep outdoing yourself?
I don't know. That's the fun part, dude. Like, if someone told me 5 years ago I'd be accomplished what I accomplished, I'm like, oh, I could die happy.
Yeah.
But now that I've accomplished that, I'm like, no, wait, I gotta do this. And honestly, like growing. So who knows, dude? And like I got some big stuff planned outside of wrestling that should be coming up soon. That is going to show people another side of how crazy I'm going to get. So keep your eyes out. And,
dude, I can't wait for it. Thank you so much for chatting with us.
Well, thanks for having me, Chris.
Yeah, man. It's so good to see you. I look forward to seeing you again in person soon.
Yeah, one of these days. days.
Hopefully, one of these days.
Yeah, man.